Hello, darlings. You are welcome to my channel. Okay, this episode is a very interesting one, a very sweet one, and for your sensation, for your delight, for your entertainment. In between the videos, I've added clips, so just watch through to the end to enjoy the whole episode. Thank you.
The episode begins with Arshi visiting Anirudh at the hospital. She tries to speak with him, but he tells her he isn't angry. He just wants her to stay away from him. Arshi is hurt and asks if he called her just to insult her. Shubh steps in, explaining that Anirudh is unwell and not thinking clearly. Bipasha adds that he hasn't been taking his medicines and isn't listening to anyone. Surprisingly, Anirudh agrees to take his medicines, but only from one specific person. Arshi is confused and asks who it is. Shubh quickly tries to cover up, saying doctors are still trying to figure things out. Tanuja defends Anirudh's odd behavior, saying it's due to his illness. But Arshi isn't satisfied. She demands answers, and Anirudh finally reveals the name, Jhanak. Arshi is furious. She raises her voice, only to be told by the doctor to calm down. The doctor informs them that a new nurse has been assigned to Anirudh. However, Anirudh refuses to take medicine from her either. He insists the nurse not come near him, until she gently touches his hand. It's Jhanak in disguise. Anirudh realizes it immediately. She gives him the medicine, and the emotional moment is underlined by the background song, Tu Hai To. Tanuja, relieved that Anirudh has finally taken his medication, asks the doctor to assign this nurse permanently. The doctor agrees. Arshi, still angry, questions Anirudh if he's happy now. He says yes, clearly referring to Jhanak's presence. Once everyone leaves, Anirudh holds Jhanak's hand and gently calls her name. He tells her she can't fool him. Jhanak confesses she was helpless and had to disguise herself to reach him. Anirudh thanks her for doing so, saying if she hadn't come, he wouldn't have survived. He embraces her, overwhelmed. Unfortunately, Arshi returns at that very moment. Shocked and furious, she demands to know why he's touching a nurse. She rips off the mask and is stunned to see Jhanak. Outraged, she drags her out, shouting and accusing her of overstepping. Jhanak struggles and refuses to leave. Anirudh steps in, asking Arshi to stop and let her go. Meanwhile, back at home, Shrishti and Vinayak have a heated discussion about the family's growing tension. Shrishti wants Vinayak to support Arshi, but Vinayak blames their upbringing for everything that has gone wrong. He even accuses Shrishti of earning curses due to past actions, particularly how they treated Urvashi and Jhanak. Shrishti deflects, insisting her parenting was flawless. The conversation grows bitter as Vinayak accuses her of turning a blind eye to injustice. At the hospital, Arshi brings Jhanak in front of the entire family, accusing the hospital of negligence and Jhanak of manipulation. She claims Jhanak has found another way to stay close to Anirudh. She demands the hospital manager be called immediately. Aditya arrives and tries to calm things down, reminding everyone of Anirudh's critical condition. The manager finally comes and explains that Jhanak was not sent by the hospital, but she's there by Anirudh's personal request. Since Anirudh wants her present, the hospital must honor the patient's wish. Shubh, enraged, threatens legal action, but the manager stands his ground. Meanwhile, Shrishti and Vinayak continue their argument at home, digging deeper into the family's past and the wrongs done to Urvashi and Jhanak. The conversation ends with Vinayak sadly accepting that the truth may never fully come out. Back at the hospital, Arshi, still trying to assert her authority, says Jhanak is only there to create drama. Aditya defends Jhanak, pointing out that she's sacrificing a lot and genuinely wants to care for Anirudh. Arshi threatens that Jhanak will be punished. Jhanak, unshaken, calmly agrees to accept whatever punishment comes her way. Suddenly, Anirudh walks out of the ward, looking weak but determined. Jhanak rushes to him. She declares that she had left when he was happy, but returned now because he is in pain. Arshi questions Jhanak again, asking what relationship she has with Anirudh. Anirudh steps in and says if Arshi still doesn't understand his bond with Jhanak, no one can make her understand. He bluntly tells her she can leave if she wants. Then he turns to Jhanak, takes her hand, and says he's only alive because of her. Arshi protests, asking why he never accepted her as his wife. Anirudh finally opens up. He says he tried, but it didn't work. He claims Arshi never changed, and he couldn't lie to himself anymore. He blames her mother for filling her mind with poison. As Arshi yells, Jhanak tries to calm Anirudh. The nurse and manager ask him to return to his room, reminding everyone that his health is still fragile and he should be allowed to choose who stays with him. Vinayak has one last emotional talk with Shrishti, bringing up how Urvashi was wronged. He says her silence made things worse. Shrishti walks away coldly, unwilling to accept the past. Jhanak prepares to leave, saying she will stay only until Anirudh recovers. She assures everyone she means no harm. Aditya supports her fully, stating that if she can't save Anirudh, he won't forgive anyone. Arshi mocks him, saying no one asked for his forgiveness. Bipasha adds to the tension, saying Arshi is giving herself too much importance. Anirudh, still weak, says he struggles to stand but emotionally relies on Jhanak. Tanuja scolds him for being so open, but Anirudh tells her he doesn't expect others to understand. He only asks that they accept Jhanak if they truly love him. Arshi threatens legal action and says she's leaving for Dubai. Bipasha questions if this is how she plans to leave things. Arshi angrily states that she'll settle all scores after returning. Before she leaves, Jhanak tells Arshi calmly, "Your husband will be healthy and fit by the time you come back. I promise I'll return him to you." As Arshi leaves, Tanuja tries to bar Jhanak from entering Anirudh's room again. But Shubh tells her to let Jhanak go. Anirudh also insists. Jhanak walks into the ward beside him, saying with quiet determination, "I'm with him."